We begin with the first court appearance for the second suspect in a deadly Fond du Lac shooting. 17-year-old Antonio Johnston's bond was set at $2 million today. Johnston and 14-year-old Larry Parise Jr. were wanted for a shooting outside an apartment building back in May that killed 20-year-old Tatiana Zek. Johnston was found by U.S. Marshals last week in Chicago and extradited back to Wisconsin. Holly Brantley joins us live now from Maplewood Commons, where that shooting took place 4 months ago. So, Holly, we know that they found Johnston in Chicago, but how did authorities find him?
Well, you know, he was on the run for nearly 4 months, Chris, and it became quite a mission for the Fond du Lac Police Department. They tell me that by working with U.S. Marshals, they had learned that teenagers that go what they call underground are very hard to find, but they advised them that what they needed to do was figure out the people, the adults that he might be surrounding himself with. Chief Aaron Goldstein says that's exactly what they did, and that's how they were able to catch up with him in Chicago last week.
All right, so you mentioned adults that he may have been around. Any potential charges in their future? Could they face some problems here because of their connection with him?
Absolutely. Chief Goldstein says from now what they will do, the investigators, the detectives on his team, they'll be digging into those 4 months that he was on the run. He told me today, quote, he did not act alone. So he does anticipate that others could be charged, including any adults or anyone else that might have helped him evade police.
All right, so what is the importance of this arrest beyond getting the suspect in custody?
Yeah, we've done several stories on this, Chris, in this neighborhood here at Maplewood Commons. This was wide-reaching with vibrations that went through the community from the families involved, from the police department. So it greatly impacted the people here. The families on both sides are both hurting, and both families acknowledge that. So it's a healing time. It's something that the police really wanted to do to bring to capture him and to bring some closure and hopefully help this community and these families involved heal.
And for the police department, is there closure for them as well?
Totally. Chief Goldstein, this became a bit of a mission for him. He described to me this morning when we spoke to him the moment that his detective and another lieutenant on his force came in, and he said he looked up and he said, "Tell me that you found Antonio." And they said, "Yes, we did." And he said it was just one of the biggest moments of relief that he has felt as a police officer. So it's a big deal for this department to bring some closure to this case and to find justice.
All right, and those legal proceedings now will get going. A $2 million bond. Holly, thanks so much for that update. Let's